Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. It is Friday. Yes, indeed. Yesterday, being Thursday, I, of course, had therapy. That was a good thing. Talked out some stuff with my therapist, and that's a very good thing. Very positive little thing there. Very, very nice. I didn't do a whole lot during my day. Well, I never do really a whole lot. But I made videos, and that was good. Definitely a thumbs up. And I played with my cat, and I played with my hamsters. And then after I posted everything, I went walkies. Now, oh good Lord, am I going to have to go through this and do this again? I think so. My sincere apologies, but I went walkies last night, and hokey smokes. Now, I don't know if all of the snow had melted yesterday beforehand, or if there was some extra snow that fell. But when I went out walkies, there was ice on the roads, because things had been melting. Black ice on the road, so anybody driving a car was absolutely nuts. I was walking on baby steps over the road to keep from falling down. In southern Shelton, well, through most of Shelton, because everywhere I crossed was just, everything was just sheets of ice across the road. But in southern Shelton, where I live, of course, where it's all hills, that was all still large amounts of ice, and it was very, very, I had to walk very carefully, be very, very, I didn't want to fall. I don't want to break anything. That little nub part of your hip that comes out, you know, there's your femur, and then there's the neck that comes out and attaches to your body part. The thing about that is, our bones are really good at taking up and down damage like this, but that thing, it's sideways damage when it gets hit, and it takes very little sideways damage to break our bones. Straight on up and down force, they are strong as all get out. Sideways, and boom, they break real easy, so I don't want to fall and break my hip. So I was very, very careful. And then traveling up through the, once again, downtown Shelton, everything was still frozen, but not as bad as southern Shelton. It wasn't, you could still walk without having to worry about falling most of the time. And then passing on the road to get up into northern Shelton, that was fun because it's a huge sidewalk, but the sidewalk is actually rough and nubbly itself, and trees fall, so there's organic detritus caught in the ice. So it wasn't bad walking up the hill. You had to be careful because, you know, as you push off, you'd still go with your feet because ice. And so it took extra effort to walk because everything was so slick. And up in northern Shelton, the closer you got to Walmart, the warmer the ground got and the more melted everything was. So up around the Walmart area, everything was just wet but not frozen. And then coming back down to downtown Shelton, you pass into the frozen area and then back into the warmer areas and the frozen, and then you get back down to southern Shelton where it was just horrific ice again. So thumbs up for that. But it was really cold, extremely cold. The kind of cold where I could feel it biting into my shoulders. I could feel it biting into my chest. The only part of my body that wasn't cold was my legs and my feet. Because they're the parts of your body with the longest, largest muscles. They work a lot. They heat. So I was freezing, and I hate cold. I hate cold with a passion. But oh my God, when it is cold and wet and unpleasant, you almost have to fight to keep me from going on walks. When it's pleasant and warm, I can plant myself in this chair all day and then all night. But when it's cold and awful and most people should be staying inside because it's so unpleasant, you have to drug me to keep me from going outside. So I was just thinking on that as I'm walking through the cold just charging down in my walk with everything freezing. It's unpleasantly cold. My hands not working well because they're so cold, with a big old grin on my face. With just what? Stay in? Rob myself of the opportunity to be so profoundly uncomfortable? What, are you crazy? So yeah, the worse it gets, the more likely it is you're going to find me outside in the unpleasant stuff rather than staying in. Not rain so much. Rain, that's more unpleasant because you're wet and cold, and that's not good. So rain will keep me in. But if it's just wet from snow or wet from having rained and it's windy and cold and unpleasant, yeah, you're gonna find me out there charging around with my coat unzipped and just having a great old time. Definitely a thumbs up. And again, that I find it weird myself because, as stated, I hate the cold. Oh my gosh, it's awful. And yet, so that's a thumbs up on that. I've been wanting to drag my hamsters out to show them off to everybody, but everybody's asleep at this time, and I don't want to betray any of their trusts by waking them up in their nest and bringing them out. Little Gojira has moved her nest about on a near daily basis. Right now, she's in the corner that's closest to me. I would just have to reach down, barely even have to lean, and I can scoop her out of her nest. But why betray her trust? That's horrible. And then little Dust Mop, oh my gosh, he's been so active this morning. Until about 5 minutes before I turned on the webcam, at which point he burrowed into his nest onto the other side, and he's sleeping. But he was over here just trying to get to me. He wasn't trying to climb up any other side of the cage, except for, well, bin cage, his home, except for down where I was. He was spending all of his time down here because he could see me moving. They can see light, shadow, shapes, some movement, but primarily they experience the world through their nose and tongues and teeth. So, but he could see movement and he wanted out. And so I was picking him up and he was crawling all over my chest and on my arms, and just, he was so active, just so cute this morning. It's very, very good. And last night, little Figmo was doing well, running around, but he's still sleeping. And little Saber, she woke up earlier. I think you might have heard the sound of her drinking out of her water bottle as I started up. Oh my God, the webcam lockup was horrible. But you might have heard her when I started up the webcam, I'm not sure. But her nest is, again, way on the far corner, so I can't even get hold of her unless I do a lot of work to get to her. And then, of course, Dr. Snurf up again the wall. He's sleeping, and he's far, far away, so you just have to take it on faith that they're... Oh my God, the lockups! I am so sorry. I don't know again what's going on. I've got my thing set for anti-malware checks at 11 o'clock at night. So why 7 in the morning it's doing this, I don't know. Thumbs up for that. Yay. So things are going. They're going. I talked with my therapist about things like, I was saying I had the grief, the heavy depression suit on, but I hadn't, put it back on because I'd taken it off a few days back. But I hadn't put it on again after my father's actual passing. And we talked about grief and mourning and how Oh, good Lord. I am so sorry. I don't know how much of anything has been destroyed. You weren't able to hear me while I was while the thing was locked up. I don't know. Yeah, it's the anti-malware service executable. The thing that I've got set to go at 11 o'clock at night that is instead running right now at 7 in the morning. Windows 10. Now I can't remember what I was even talking about because my irritation at my system locking up like this. Joy and wonders. But still, I have not been doing much. I've just, oh yes, I was talking about grief and talking with my therapist. And I was talking about how I just have felt paralyzed this past week. And it's just, he said, yeah, it's understandable though. You're not necessarily succumbing to depression. It's just, you've had a blow, a shock. There is such a thing as grief and mourning, and just let it happen until you can. Don't wallow in things. Or if you do, have it be a controlled wallow. But feel what you have to feel and then pick yourself up and start going. But it's okay to feel what you have to feel. I'm paralyzed from this because it's a shocker. So, thumbs up. But yeah, we talked about a lot of things, a lot of good things, and the fears that we all have, and just the state of the world, and the state of everybody's, what the state the news has on his other clients' mental health. Because he has clients who are military, and boy, all the stuff happening in the news has a big impact on what's happening with their mental health and their family lives. So, thumbs up for that. But I've just been thinking, so I'm thinking of story ideas. I'm working on my cosmic pantheon background stuff all the time, and that's a good thing. Even if I don't monetize my joy, that's a good thing too. That was one thing I talked about him with, where it's both an excuse, a realization, and it takes away some of the major impetus to do something, but it also is, it's not that bad. When I was a younger fellow before I started drinking, I had to be a paid published writer before I was 25. That was, of course, until when I was like 16, 17, 18, and then at 19 when I was in the military and I was guzzling alcohol to no end. I almost put out the fire for writing entirely during those years. And now, at 57, just writing for stuff, doing it in my head, writing for the channel, all of these things, and especially after my father has died, my whole major push to get things done and actually become a paid published writer. A lot of that is the fire to get that done has almost completely gone. I'd still like to be a paid published writer, but if I don't, it's okay. After my parents' death and my wife's death, my feelings on this are, I'm not going to add to any appreciable amount to the sum total of humanity's knowledge. I'm just another faceless human being, and when I go, I'm going to join the gray, faceless dead growing in number all the time. And that's okay. I mean, after all, 5 years after you're gone, most people have done their best to try and forget because it hurts to remember. And then within 20 years, no one's going to remember you. Within 100 years, you may be a footnote in a history book and in 1,000 years, what of human civilization? What will that even be like, if there is any? In 1,000,000 years, what will the Earth be like? In 1,000,000,000 years, there will be no life left on this planet. In 1,000,000,000,000 years, what will the universe be like? I'm not adding anything to humanity's grand sum total of knowledge. I'm helping myself and others a little bit through the passage through this hard thing we call life. But if I don't get paid and published, it's okay. And hey, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. Oh, good Lord. 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left me a comment. Good, bad, indifferent. You took the time to leave a comment. Thank you very, very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. And of course, it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, fibromyalgia, my brain damage from my alcoholism, grief, mourning, all these things, my memory is shot. It's 1,000% better than it used to be, getting better all the time, but there is a functional limitation. Now, let me call up my Chrome. Hopefully my computer is not going to start making loud ticka-ticka-ticka noises. I hope. Anyway, though, we have William Mullins, thumbs up and thank you. Bathrobe_Dwayne, thumbs up and thank you. Washington, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kisscat, thumbs up and thank you. Malaprop, greatly appreciated. And Striped Monkey 1, thumbs up and thank you. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. And I have to go through that video you made. Thank you very much. And then we have Brutish Wing 2.0. A Lemon Pie 407, thumbs up. Rin ONTIIZAANIIUUS, and then two like kanji or katakana, and I do not know how to pronounce it, but thank you very, very much. And then we have Mr. Bleb, greatly appreciated. KH Mixer X, thumbs up and thank you. Nick Dev, greatly appreciated. Young Prince, thumbs up and thank you. We have Lexmark66, greatly appreciated. Winter CS Vlogs with a 0, thank you very, very much. We have Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Mahiki32, thumbs up and thank you. Saturn Day 1, thumbs up. We have Random Person, greatly appreciated. A7 De La Cruz, greatly appreciated. Arsenic Toxin, that it is, thumbs up and thank you. Love, LAV, thank you very, very much. Adam Healy, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Blue Eyed Guy, greatly appreciated, thumbs up and thank you. Each and every one of you, you get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. It is appreciated. Last December, I fell and hurt my arm when I was out walkies in the cold, wet, and ice. A year and a month and some later, and it still hurts, just not much. There's not much. I mean, what would I do if I had told or did tell my doctor? I would have, like, physical therapy? Maybe? I mean, not surgery, so I just gotta wait for it to stop hurting. Thumbs up and thank you all. I don't know about the thank you all part, but thumbs up definitely. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to one of those or become, let me start over again, or Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Oy, my brain. That would be very, very cool. If you would like to help support me but don't want to send money to one of those two things, I have a PayPal link down below. That would be awesome if you could check that out. If you want to help me out but you don't want to send money, I have an Amazon wish list down below. If you could check that out, that would be very awesome. Now, if you did so, do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. That would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. 3D House of Hand Gestures, etc., etc. So definitely a thumbs up. I have this video here that you're watching. Hopefully you're watching. If you are watching this, yes, you are watching this. And if you're not, you don't know I'm doing this. I have another video to edit and render. And as stated, everybody grieves and mourns in their own way. I try my best to stay busy to keep the darkness out. So thumbs up for that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. And that is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. You got to do what you can.